Are we live? It looks like we are live. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Pop Culture Asylum. I'm your host, Gabriel. I hope everyone had a great day today. I definitely did. And I hope everyone who's watching this video is also having a great day as well. It's Wednesday. You know what that means. AEW Dynamite was tonight. And it was the first AEW show without Cody Rhodes. The very first AEW show. And it was a great show tonight. It's just another great episode of AEW Dynamite. Now, some people on social media say that, Cody, AEW is done. AEW is over. Ha ha ha. Because he lost Cody Rhodes, AEW's dead. AEW's in the mud. AEW looks great to me. Okay, yeah, don't get me wrong. Cody Rhodes leaving AEW and possibly joining WWE, it's a massive blow. Don't get me wrong. Okay, and Cody Rhodes leaving AEW is a big deal. Okay, but as of right now, AEW still looks alive and well. And tonight showed that AEW can still go. Okay, I thought this was a great episode tonight. This show did a great job setting up Revolution, which is in a couple of weeks, which I am going live, which I'm very, very excited. And it is shaping up to be an incredible card. It really, really is shaping up to be an incredible, incredible card. And I cannot wait to see it personally live. So, yeah, there's that. I can't wait to talk about it. But before we do that, we got to quickly go over the news. Now, usually when I do these reviews, there's usually no news to review, okay, for my Dynamite reviews. And if there is news to talk about, usually it's one or two stories. But my God, this week has been busy. This week has so much stuff has happened so far this week. It is absolutely insane. I shit you not. I don't just got one. I don't just have two. I have 5 news that we need to talk about. 2 of which is gigantic news. Okay, obviously one of them is going to be Cody Rhodes, and the other being Stone Cold Steve Austin. So before we talk about Dynamite, let's go over the wrestling news that has happened so far this week. And speaking of Stone Cold Steve Austin, let's start off with Stone Cold Steve Austin, as it was rumored that Stone Cold Steve Austin might make a return to the square circle at WrestleMania. Now, all the articles that I'm reading, the links are in the description. So if you guys want to read the articles for yourself, the links are in the description. But most of them I'm reading from WrestlingInc.com, and 2 of them I'm reading from the Wrestling Observer, but we'll get to that when we get to that. But right now with the Austin story, I'm reading from WrestlingInc.com. And here's what they have to say. WWE Hall of Famer Steve Austin was reportedly contacted about a WrestleMania 38 appearance back in late December or early January. As noted earlier, WWE has reportedly made significant overturn towards Austin for a match at WrestleMania 38. There's no word on if Austin is interested in wrestling his first match in almost 20 years, but WWE is hoping that he will come out of retirement for the grandest stage of them all in his home state. The report also noted how word from within WWE is that at the very least, most expected, Austin will have some sort of physical role at WrestleMania, but some do believe he will wrestle a match. It was reported a few months back that WWE wanted Austin to appear for some sort of role at WrestleMania in Texas, but now they want him to come out of retirement. In an update, PW Insider reports that WWE first reached out to Austin in late December or early January to gauge his interest in doing something at WrestleMania 38. WWE reportedly pitched the idea of having Austin return to the ring for one night only and compete in his home state of Texas for a one-time standoff in front of a massive crowd. There was also an idea of Austin's involvement will help boost WrestleMania ticket sales, obviously. It was noted that in the weeks that have followed WWE reaching out, there has been zero confirmation within WWE that Austin has agreed to physically wrestle on the grandest stage of them all. We noted before that WWE has discussed Austin leaving some sort of role at WrestleMania 38, going back several months, and PW Insider confirms that WWE has always planned and intended for Stone Cold to be a part of the show in some fashion, even if he doesn't wrestle. The talk of Austin possibly joining something physical at WrestleMania started making the rounds among some sources in early January, according to PW Insider, but it was described by one source as a Hail Mary idea, and it wasn't clear if anything would pan out beyond the idea of being tossed by Austin. The same source in early January hoped that an Austin return storyline would kick off at the Royal Rumble in late January, but obviously did not happen. It was also noted as of today, Austin has still not committed to wrestling. The current Kevin Owens versus Texas storyline has led to more speculation and rumors on Austin possibly doing something with Owens at WrestleMania 38, especially given how Owens used the Stone Cold Stunner as a finisher these days. That storyline pushed forward on tonight's Raw, as seen in the video below, but there's no word on where they're headed with it. Austin has not wrestled an actual match since his loss to The Rock at WrestleMania 19 in 2003, but he has made several appearances since then, including some where he delivered the stunner to a lucky superstar. The Texas Rattlesnake was forced to retire from in-ring competition due to a serious neck injury and multiple knee injuries. Stay tuned for more for Austin's possible return to the ring for WWE. Now, I'm gonna be quick with this. Let's be real. This is a desperate move by WWE. This is a desperate move by WWE. WWE is literally at the worst state it is in its company's history. Like, for fuck's sake, they're doing 2-for-1 deals to sell WrestleMania tickets. Not to mention, they literally said that they're doing this to like try to sell tickets. Almost like WWE's not confident about their current wrestlers. Okay? Yeah, this is 100% a desperate move by WWE. And if you don't think that, then you're delusional. I'm sorry, you're delusional. This is 100% a desperate move by WWE. WWE, if they did their jobs correctly and actually build up their stars, they wouldn't need somebody like Stone Cold Steve Austin. But here we are. So yeah, 100%, this is a desperate move by WWE. But at the same time, this is a big fucking deal. This is a big fucking deal. Like, if Austin does come back and does one more matchup at WrestleMania, I'm not gonna lie, that is fucking awesome. Really. That is fucking awesome. Okay, and honestly, I would watch WrestleMania just to see Stone Cold Steve Austin wrestle. And against Kevin Owens of all people, bro. Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Kevin Owens. If that's not a fucking dream match, I don't know what is. Okay? And not only that, but this is your opportunity to make Kevin Owens a big deal. You want Kevin Owens to say, make him a big deal. Let Kevin Owens defeat Stone Cold Steve Austin. I think that would be a very big rub for Kevin Owens. Not to mention, I think if everything goes well, I think like Kevin Owens would definitely benefit from this more. Okay? But yeah, if this does happen, I would love to see Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Kevin Owens. 110%. Okay, even though this is a desperate move by WWE, I'm not going to lie. This is one of those few times where their desperation actually intrigues me. That their desperation might bring back one of the greatest legends, if not the greatest legend in all of professional wrestling, Stone Cold Steve Austin, out of retirement. And possibly, and this is WWE's opportunity to build a new star in Kevin Owens. Okay, imagine Kevin Owens getting a win over Stone Cold Steve Austin. That could be very big for his career. Not only that, think of the promos. Think of the fucking segments between Kevin Owens and Stone Cold Steve Austin, bro. That is fucking exciting, bro. That is fucking exciting. And that is incredible television. Okay. And I'm not gonna lie, if they do this, if they manage to bring Stone Cold Steve Austin back and do these segments, I just might have to check out Raw or SmackDown. Or actually, no, it's not worth watching the 3 hours. I'll just check out the segments on YouTube. Okay. But yeah, this is awesome. This is a desperate move by WWE, but at the same time, this is a big fucking deal. But also, at the same time, I'm also kind of worried. Okay? Because keep in mind, Stone Cold Steve Austin hasn't wrestled since 2003. It's been 20 years since Stone Cold Steve Austin wrestled at all. Okay. And all of a sudden, he's automatically coming back to retirement. Like, what if Austin comes back and he ends up being a shell of his former self? This could be, and this, we might potentially see another Shawn Michaels crown jewel situation all over again. And we all know how much of a shit show that was. Okay. So, yeah. Like, some people are worried about that because Austin already had a perfect retirement. Okay, why risk that? You know what I mean? So I definitely understand why some people would not want Stone Cold Steve Austin to return to professional wrestling and fight in a professional wrestling ring again. But so yeah, that's what I think. That's what I think about that. So, yeah, hopefully it's not a Shawn Michaels situation. I could definitely see why other people are worried and don't want Stone Cold Steve Austin to wrestle. Because some people on social media have a problem with people saying, oh, but they're okay with Sting wrestling AEW, but people are mad and worried that Austin is possibly fighting for WWE. Such hypocrites. Well, if it makes you feel any better, okay, we were all worried that Sting might not do as good in the ring. But you know what? Sting has proved us wrong at 60 years old, and he is still putting out bangers. Okay, and it could be the same situation with Stone Cold Steve Austin, but we don't know. Okay, we can't really judge on his wrestling until we see it live at WrestleMania. That's if Stone Cold Steve Austin even comes back comes back out of retirement and fights in the square circle. But yeah, those are my thoughts on that. Definitely my thoughts on that. But that is not the only news. Next up, Quinn Mckay, yes, the interviewer from Ring of Honor, has officially joined WWE and was at the NXT Level Up taping, which, in case you guys don't know, NXT Level Up is now replacing 205 Live. 205 Live is no more, which was inevitable, to be perfectly honest. It was inevitable that 205 Live was going to be canceled or replaced because, again, they don't have any cruiserweights anymore. They barely have any fucking cruiserweights. Okay, so might as well get rid of that show altogether. Okay, but I'm reading this from the Wrestling Observer newsletter. Here's what it has to say. Former Ring of Honor talent Quinn Mckay made her debut as a WWE on-air personality at tonight's NXT Level Up taping at the Performance Center. Mckay will use the name Kelly Kincaid in WWE. Real name Kelly Verbal, Mckay made her wrestling debut in 2018 on the independent scene. She joined Ring of Honor in 2019, primarily serving as a backstage interviewer, though Mckay also worked as a color commentator and wrestled a handful of matches for the company. While primarily used as enhancement talent, Mckay took part in the ROH Women's World Championship tournament in 2021, making it to the quarterfinals when she lost to the eventual tournament winner, Roxy. Roxy was recently offered a WWE deal. Based in Baltimore, Mckay also wrestled 3 matches for the MCW promotion in November and December of 2021, with her last match taking place at the Last Call event in Jopia, Maryland on December 30th. NXT Level Up will debut this Friday on the WWE Network and Peacock, replacing the 205 live show. Oh, so it looks like NXT Level Up will debut on Peacock. Okay, can't be mad at that. It's definitely better than being on TV, but yeah. All I can basically say here is that I hope WWE doesn't treat Quinn Mckay like shit. That's all I can say about that. But I hope she does well in WWE. But all I can say is be careful. Be careful. Okay. Next up. Now back to Stone Cold Steve Austin. Okay. Now, this next article, WWE is reportedly planning another Stone Cold Steve Austin level WrestleMania surprise. I am reading this from WrestlingInc.com. Here's what it has to say. As previously reported, WWE Hall of Famer Stone Cold Steve Austin is expected to have a match at WrestleMania 38. However, he might not be the only legend getting involved during the 2-night event. On the latest edition of the Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer noted that WWE is actually planning another Steve Austin level surprise for WrestleMania 38. It is currently unknown whether that wrestler would be stepping into the ring for a match or if they would just be appearing on the show. Meltzer noted that he did not know what the surprise was and noted the names like The Undertaker, Hulk Hogan, and Ric Flair are the few that are on the level of star power. The Rock and John Cena are not expected to wrestle at WrestleMania this year. Both men have projects that will make a WrestleMania match unlikely. The Rock recently appeared at the Super Bowl and introducing both teams on the field before the game. This led to some fans mentioning that he didn't pause after saying the millions. This is something that he normally does in a WWE promo. However, the former WWE champion responded to that, giving a tease about a possible return to the wrestling world. The Rock wrote on Twitter, "Brother, that was a little Easter egg for you and the millions. Don't worry. The millions with the pause is coming soon. Wink emoji." This led to speculation on whether or not The Rock would be making an appearance at WrestleMania. However, it is currently believed that he would be busy during the 2 nights of the event. So far, only 2 matches have been announced for WrestleMania 38. Charlotte Flair will defend the SmackDown Women's Championship against Ronda Rousey. Roman Reigns will be defending his Universal title against Brock Lesnar. However, that match could end up changing depending on the results coming out of the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view this Saturday. So, yeah. Like basically, to be perfectly level, some people are saying that this Steve Austin level surprise is like Cody Rhodes. I can understand somewhat, but I don't think Cody Rhodes is Steve Austin worthy. Okay, as much as I love Cody Rhodes, he's not that big of a level. Okay, so This leads me to two options. Either The Undertaker, and the only reason for that is because he because he might because he lives in Texas. So that's pretty obvious. So I wouldn't be surprised if The Undertaker made his appearance because he lived in he's he's a Texan boy. Okay. Undertaker lives in Texas. I wouldn't be surprised if he made an appearance. But I think the one that is probably more likely is The Rock. I think it's possible that The Rock might make an appearance at WrestleMania. Obviously, he's not doing a matchup, but I think they might send in The Rock to tease a matchup against Roman Reigns to set up their matchup for WrestleMania 39 in Los Angeles next year. So I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case. And plus, like, that is the big money match for WWE, and probably the last big money match. For WWE, if we were to be perfectly honest with ourselves. But yeah, like, I don't expect The Rock to fight at WrestleMania, but I wouldn't be surprised if The Rock made an appearance at WrestleMania, possibly teasing a matchup against Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 39. So those are my thoughts on that. Now, let's go to some AEW news a little bit. As Buddy Matthews, okay, has officially signed with AEW. Okay. It hasn't been confirmed, but we'll get to that when we get to that. I'm reading this from Wrestling Inc. Here's what it has to say. Former WWE Cruiserweight and Raw Tag Team Champion Buddy Matthews, aka Buddy Murphy, is reportedly headed to AEW according to some of the wrestlers there. Matthews was released from his WWE contract back on June 2nd and has worked a number of indie dates and bookings for the promotion like MLW and NJPW since then. But Fightful Select now reports that Matthews is apparently headed to AEW. Sources within AEW in recent weeks had indicated that there was a growing interest in bringing Matthews in, as well as rumblings about Matthews joining the company in some capacity, with some even saying that they heard that creative pitches were made, with another source going as far as saying that creative for Matthews' debut has been decided on. Furthermore, several AEW talent has been reportedly been told that the working plan to bring Matthews in, and this has been going around since January. There's no word yet on when Matthews might make his AEW debut, but we will keep you updated. And we did get that update tonight as Malachi Black did a vignette, and he basically teased a third member of the House of Black. Okay, he teased a third member of the House of Black. Okay, and if you saw in the background, they didn't really show the face. They blurred the face out, but you can clearly tell it's Buddy Matthews. You can 100% clearly tell it's Buddy Matthews. So Buddy Matthews is officially a part of AEW. Like, it'll probably be official more than likely next week, as we got a rematch as Malachi Black and Brody King would face Pentagon Jr. and Pac next week on Dynamite. So it will more than likely be official next week. But yeah, those are my thoughts on that. And this is an incredible signing by AEW. I think Buddy Matthews would be a big star in a few years for AEW. And he's only like 32, 33 years old. So he is at the prime of his career. This is an incredible signing for AEW. There's so much you can do. Again, like him joining the House of Black, that's awesome in and of itself. You can do a Malachi Black Buddy Matthews match in the future. Like if you wanted Buddy Matthews to deflect from the House of Black and just build him up as a bit. Like if AEW plays their cards right, like I could see Buddy Matthews be a big star in All Elite Wrestling. So yeah, incredible signing for AEW. I'm very glad, very, very glad that they managed to get Buddy Matthews. Now we get to the final piece of news, and that is an update on the Cody Rhodes situation. Obviously, I said my initial thoughts on the situation. I made a video on it yesterday. If you guys want to see the video, it is on my channel right now. If you guys want to watch and if you want to hear my thoughts on the situation. But now we got an update. And this is I'm reading this from the Wrestling Observer newsletter. Here's what it has to say. What at one point felt highly unlikely will apparently become a reality as Cody Rhodes is reportedly returning to WWE after being an integral part of AEW since its 2019 launch. Sports Illustrated Justin Barrasso, sorry if I'm butchering the name, reported the news Wednesday, saying that sources closest to the situation has confirmed that the next destination will be back where his career started in WWE. There is no time frame given, but the reports speculated that Rhodes could be filming vignettes at the Performance Center as soon as this weekend. Barrazzo's sources also said that Cody's wife, Brandy, is not expected to join him in WWE. If that is the case, it's unknown where her in-ring career will continue if she wants to pursue it. Barrazzo noted that while Rhodes' May 2016 departure from WWE after a decade was due to creative differences with his portrayal, and specifically the Stardust character, those issues will be a non-factor okay, in this return when he's expected to have a far different relationship with the writing team and Vince McMahon. Huh! Doubt it. But let's continue reading. Cody, Brandy, and AEW's head Tony Khan all released positive statements on Tuesday as a part of the splits. But as of now, no one has spoken publicly as to the specifics of why an executive vice president and a founding member of the startup decided it was time to go. The report pointed to a specific area of friction regarding Rhodes losing booking power over time. While Rhodes was never intended to overstay his welcome in the world title picture, one key factor that led to this exit was losing all responsibilities involving booking. That is a role where Tony Khan, who is the head of creative, has taken full reign. Originally, Rhodes was a part of that process. As great as Dusty Rhodes was as a performer, his contributions as a booker are an integral part of his legacy for Rhodes in AEW. Hold on. For some reason, there's this big ass screen. Hold on, I'm officially logged in. See, my internet has been a big pain in the ass as of late, and I don't know why. Okay, I'm gonna have to read from my phone. I'm sorry, guys. My internet it's been a piece of crap on this end. Hopefully everything's good with this video, but for some reason, it's giving me some bullshit saying you're not connected to the internet, which it's bullshit, but I'm gonna have to read from my phone. Sorry about that. Let me set it up for you guys. Let me set it up for you guys. Yeah, give me a second, guys. Let me. Bum 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 bum. Oh, wait, hold on. Yeah, give me a sec, guys. Give me a second. Because my internet decided to be a piece of shit tonight. A piece of living shit. Okay, so I got it right here. Yeah, see? Like, it fucking works on my phone, but it doesn't work on my computer. Unfucking believable. But yeah. Let's see where I was right here. So, I'm going to start from right here again. Cody, Brandy, and AEW head, and AEW head Tony Khan all released positive statements, on Tuesday as a part of the split. But as of now, no one has spoken publicly as to the specifics of why an executive vice president and founding member of the startup decided it was time to go. The report reported to a specific area of friction regarding Rhodes losing booking power over time. While Rhodes was never intended to overstay his welcome in the world title picture, one key factor that led to this exit was losing all responsibilities involving booking. That was a role where Tony Khan, who is a head of creative, have taken full reign. Originally, Rhodes was a part of that process. As great as Dusty Rhodes was as a performer, his contributions as a booker are an integral part of his legacy. For Rhodes, AEW represented another chance to pay homage to his father and as a booker while also furthering cementing his own legacy. Losing that opportunity in AEW hurts Rhodes more than any loss he suffered in the ring, he wrote. And there's nothing in the story about Rhodes having a booking creative role within WWE upon his return. So yeah, this is weird. This is a very weird update. Okay? This does not make any sense. Like, whatsoever. Like, so Cody Rhodes is mad because he doesn't have booking power? Right here. One key factor that led to his exit was losing all responsibilities involving booking. First of all, let's get this out of the way. Do you really think WWE is going to give you that over there? Like, really? Do you really expect WWE giving you all this booking power that you don't, that if this is true, okay, if this is true and Cody Rhodes left because of this, number one, it doesn't make any sense. But if this is true, do you really fucking think that WWE is going to give it to you? Honestly, do you really think WWE is going to give it to you? Okay, this is WWE we're talking about, Cody. Okay, you of all people should know better. Okay, it doesn't make any sense. Like, why go? Like, you know damn well WWE is not going to give him like all the responsibilities that he wants, including booking. Okay, WWE is not going to give him that they're not going to give him a booking position or like a booking role. Okay, they're not going to give him creative freedom, and if they do, it would be very minimal. Okay, so that's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. Okay, nothing is adding up with this. Okay, and secondly, Tony Khan has been the main booker since day one. He has been in charge of booking since day one. Okay, the Elite, Omega, the Young Bucks, and Cody were just there for assistance. Okay, at the end of the day, Tony Khan is the main booker. And Cody, like, this has been established since day one. And now Cody Rhodes all of a sudden has a problem with it? Clearly, he didn't have a problem with it these last 2 years that he's been a part of the company. Or maybe he has. I don't know what the fuck goes on behind the scenes. But I highly doubt it, because if that was the case, then it would have been reported already. So I highly doubt, like, if Cody Rhodes had a problem with it, like, I find that very hard to believe. Very hard to believe. Okay, this Tony Khan has been the main booker since day one. Everything is approved and finalized by Tony Khan. Okay, yes, all these wrestlers have creative freedom, have all these ideas. Okay. And TK usually allows them to do it. Okay. To allow these wrestlers to express their ideas. But at the end of the day, Tony Khan, at the end of the day, finalizes these ideas and approves or denies these ideas. Okay. And you mean to, and this has been established since day one. And now all of a sudden, Cody Rhodes has a problem with it? Like, did Cody like plan something that was so horrible that Tony Khan just denied it, and because of that, Cody left? Could it be that situation? I don't know. I honestly don't know. As all these articles starting to come in from all these different people, the situation just keeps getting more and more bizarre. Okay, I don't even know what to think anymore. Like, there is strong evidence that this is not a work whatsoever. But there's also some evidence that it is all an elaborate work. I just don't know. I'm 50-50 on this. Okay. Everything about this situation is weird. Usually, when it comes to a wrestler being released from a promotion, it's usually consistent. And you usually have an idea of what happens next. With Cody Rhodes, we don't know what happens next. Now, I know some people are saying, oh, it's obvious. He's going to WWE. Okay. What if he's not? Okay. It doesn't make any sense for Cody Rhodes to go back to a rival promotion. Okay. Like, I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibility that Cody Rhodes and Tony Khan had like a disagreement and Cody Rhodes left because of it. I'm not denying like Cody Rhodes leaving AEW, but I don't see Cody Rhodes going back to a rival promotion that he has been talking trash about for basically ever since AEW's inception. Cody Rhodes have been taking shots at WWE since day one of the promotion. Not to mention the fact AEW was created to be an alternative to WWE. Okay, the entire reason why AEW was a thing, okay, was because of spite from WWE. Okay, to be a true alternative to WWE, to showcase that professional wrestling can succeed in the modern age when done correctly. Okay, and why would you do all of this to go ahead and abandon that? Oh, for what? Because you didn't have enough booking power? Which doesn't make any sense why he would be mad at it now, since he was perfectly fine with it for 2 fucking years now. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like with these articles coming in, it's just so inconsistent. Like, it can go in any direction. Yes, there's a possibility he can go to WWE. There's a possibility that he might sign with AEW. Hell, I've seen some people say that he might retire from professional wrestling altogether, and I still see some people thinking that it's a work. Me, I'm not taking any sides. I'm going to let this play out. What I want to happen is I hope Cody Rhodes doesn't go to WWE, because it is career suicide. Career suicide. And I know some of you might be saying, but they're going to treat him well. They're going to treat him fine. Yeah, for like a month or two. But I wouldn't be surprised that after a month or two, I'll be generous. Until after SummerSlam, they're going to book him like shit and treat him like everybody else. Okay, yes, Vince McMahon is gonna fucking try, like, it's going to like show off his trophy, like saying, like show his trophy, saying like, "Hey, we got one of the founders of AEW in our company. Yeah, suck it, AEW. Yeah." He's gonna do some shit like that. But once he's done with that, WWE is gonna throw him to the curb, okay, and treat him like everybody else. Okay. Now again, WWE can prove me wrong, but I highly doubt it. I think WWE is going to prove me right once again, as they usually do. Okay. But we'll see. I'm just going to let this play out. I'm not going to take any sides. I'm just going to let this play out. Okay. Hopefully, what I want to happen, hopefully, this is all a work. Hopefully, this is all a work. And that Cody Rhodes comes back to AEW, man. Because come on. Like we the fans have been setting up Cody Rhodes. Like, for fuck's sakes, we want him to be the next AEW World Champion. Not to mention, we've been asking for Cody Rhodes to turn heel. Okay, he has the potential to be not just the biggest heel in AEW, yes, even bigger than MJF, but probably be the biggest heel in professional wrestling. Not to mention, he has all these things going for him. He's executive vice president. He has all these reality shows. Like, he has all this stuff. Okay? He's practically the fucking face of AEW. And he's going to abandon all that for what? A month? A month in the spotlight? Like, honestly, is it worth it? Like, come on. Please tell me Cody is not dumb. Please tell me Cody is not stupid. Because if anyone should know better, it's Cody Rhodes. Okay, he was a part of WWE. He knows how WWE operates. If anyone should fucking know better, it's Cody Rhodes. Okay, I'm just gonna let this play out. That's all I gotta say on that. But finally, enough on the news. It's time. Let's talk about AEW Dynamite. Like I said, it was a great show tonight. And we start off the show with a CM Punk segment. Him crossing his legs. It was a badass. It was badass to see. Basically, CM Punk and MJF has been announced for Revolution, which is very, very exciting. I'm going to see that live, which I'm so excited. And Punk versus MJF is going to be in a dog collar match. A fucking dog collar match. Bro. That's going to be so fucking good. That's going to be so fucking good. I cannot wait. That's going to be great. That's going to be fucking great. I cannot wait for that. And MJF actually comes out and he says nothing. He legit says nothing. And look at his facial expressions. He was terrified. He was fucking terrified, bro. Like, the storytelling is just phenomenal with this feud. I absolutely love it. I cannot wait for Punk vs. MJF 2 in a dog collar match. That's going to be fucking badass. I cannot wait. After that, we get a Jurassic Express interview, and it looks like we're going to get a three-way tag team match for the AEW Tag Team Championships at Revolutions. Now, who are these two teams will be? Well, they would be decided in two battle royals. One battle royal would be next week, and then we're going to get a casino battle royal the following week, which two battle royals, I think that's kind of overkill, to be perfectly honest. Like, I appreciate AEW trying to do something different, but like two battle royals back to back weeks, I feel like that's kind of overkill, in my opinion. Not only that, but it really makes the ranking system kind of pointless in this situation, because you would think the number one tag team would at least get one of those spots. in the three-way matchup. Like, I get doing a battle royal to determine the other team that would join the match, but you couldn't at least give the number one ranked tag team in one of the spots in this three-way tag team match for the AEW Tag Team Championship. Like, that would have made much sense, but yeah, doing battle royals, it really makes the rankings kind of pointless in this situation. So yeah, definitely not a fan of that. But yeah, I'm curious because there could be a couple of teams that could be in this matchup. Could be the Young Bucks and Red Dragon. Could be Santana Ortiz and FTR, maybe. Something. I don't know, but it's very interesting. I wonder what the three-way tag team match is going to look like. After that, we get Bryan Danielson versus Lee Mordiarty. And this is without a doubt match of the fucking night for me. If you guys have not seen this matchup, go out of your way to do so. If you love technical wrestling at its finest, go out of your way to watch this matchup. This match was fantastic. This was an incredible showing by Lee Mordiarty. Awesome stuff. I really recommend you to check out this match, especially if you're a fan of technical wrestling. But after a very, very amazing matchup, Bryan Danielson picks up the victory over Lee Mordiarty. After that, Bryan Danielson called out Jon Moxley. Jon Moxley comes out. And Moxley actually put Danielson's offer under consideration. And of course, Moxley is still teasing the match. Like, more than likely, we're going to get Jon Moxley versus Bryan Danielson at Revolution, which is going to be an incredible match that I'm going to see live, and I'm so fucking excited. So fucking excited. But yeah, and he said this: I don't see him side by side with someone unless I believe with them. Moxley did say that he did say yes to the offer, but he also didn't say no either. So yeah, I'm curious of where this goes, but more than likely we're going to get this matchup between Moxley and Danielson, and I honestly cannot wait. That's gonna be a banger of a matchup. After that, we get a Keith Lee vignette. Go bask in his glory. Go bask in his glory. Yes. And of course, he made his debut last week, and he basically made his promo of him being in the face of the Revolution ladder match. So that is awesome. But nothing too crazy there. After that, we get Warlow versus Max Caster, and the winner joins the face of the Revolution ladder match at Revolution to determine the TNT Championship. And what's very interesting about this matchup is that Shawn Spears almost cost Warlow the matchup in this matchup. Okay. So clearly Max Caster had chains, right? The referee was distracted. Anthony Bowens was distracting him. Max Caster got the chains, and Shawn Spears just sit there doing nothing. Okay. So Max Caster just used it and then Shawn Spears distracts the referee. And while that's happening, Max Caster used the chains to try to knock out Warlow for the win, but Warlow kicked out. So I thought that was very interesting. But not only that, of course, Warlow wins the matchup. It's a one-sided matchup. Warlow and Keith Lee in the same match. Yo! If that's not hype, I don't know what is. Okay. But after the matchup, Anthony Bowens attacked Warlow, but Shawn Spears had his back behind him doing nothing. And after Warlow destroyed Anthony Bowens, then Shawn Spears came into the ring. Man, it's almost like Shawn Spears doesn't want Warlow to win this matchup. Jealousy, maybe? But yeah, they're definitely, this is the continuation of Warlow being teased to leave the Pinnacle and become a big star in AEW. After that, get an interview with Mercedes Martinez and Britt Baker and her group. Britt Baker wants Martinez to finish the job and end Thunder Rosa. Of course, they're fighting a no disqualification match. And we get a fucking cameo by John Kreese. That's right, John Kreese. Strike first, strike hard, no mercy. John Kreese from the Cobra Kai series made his appearance talking with Britt Baker. That is fucking awesome. A Cobra Kai AEW crossover. Ooh, man. That is spicy. That is spicy. I love it. I love it. I love it. Awesome stuff. After that, we get an interview with Hangman Adam Page. Adam Cole interrupts. Obviously, they go back and forth. Cole extends his hand and says that, like me and you, like when we fight for that championship, I want it to be man to man because I respect you. And then Adam Page shakes his hand. Adam Cole leaves. And then right when Adam Cole was leaving, Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish destroys Hangman Adam Page. And Adam Cole actually assists. So it was all a bunch of bullshit. But then security came out, tried to separate the Undisputed Era from Adam Page. From the Dark Order came for the save. And of course, the Undisputed Era retreated. But then out of sheer anger, 10 absolutely destroyed the security that tried to contain the chaos. One of them actually being Baron Black from AEW Dark. Very underrated wrestler. Very underrated wrestler. But yeah, that is what happened. And thanks to this, it has been announced that we're going to get Adam Cole versus 10 on Rampage this Friday. And I'm actually very excited for that. That's going to be a very good match. After that, we get a little promo with Darby Allin and Sammy Guevara. Obviously, they're fighting for the TNT Championship in the main event of the show. After that, we get Santana and Ortiz going against Chris Jericho and Jake Hager. And my fucking boy, Eddie Kingston made his return. Eddie Kingston made his return. And bro, I fucking love Eddie Kingston. He is my favorite in AEW. And I'm so fucking happy he made his return. I'm so happy. And Eddie Kingston was on the side supporting Santana Ortiz. It was a very good matchup. And Santana Ortiz actually picks up the victory over Chris Jericho and Jake Hager, which was the right call. But it was after Chris Jericho, Eddie Kingston tried to check to see if Santana was okay. Chris Jericho did the dropkick to Eddie Kingston, but then obviously Santana Ortiz took advantage of the distraction to win. But then after that, Eddie Kingston and Chris Jericho just brawled, beating the shit out of each other after the matchup. And more than likely, we're going to get Eddie Kingston versus Chris Jericho at Revolution. And again, that's another matchup that I cannot wait. That's going to be one hell of a matchup, and I cannot wait to see it happen. After that, we get the Elite promo with Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, Bobby Fish, and the Young Bucks. And of course, tension continued to rise in the Elite, especially between the Young Bucks and Red Dragon. And of course, Adam Cole and a 10 was announced for Rampage. So, two things could happen. Either Red Dragon and the Young Bucks are going to be a part of that three-way matchup with Jurassic Express for the AEW Tag Team titles at Revolution, or we could see them wrestle just 2-on-2 at Revolution. Either way could work. Either way would 100% be fine with me. But I don't know. Something is telling me that we might see the Young Bucks and Red Dragon in the three-way tag team championship matchup um against Jurassic Express at Revolution. So yeah, that's all I gotta say on that. I think AEW might go that route. I have a strange feeling that AEW might go that route. And I wouldn't be mad at it. I think that would be an amazing matchup. But that's just me. After that, we get Thunder Rosa versus Mercedes Martinez in a no disqualification matchup. Very good, very fun matchup between both of these ladies. Both ladies absolutely killed it. Very good matchup and awesome stuff. After that, Thunder Rosa actually showed respect to Mercedes Martinez after the matchup. After that, Jamie Hayter and Rebel and Britt Baker came out. They attacked Thunder Rosa. Britt Baker went to John Kreese, who was at ringside watching the matchup, saying, like, what do you want me to do? He and John Kreese said, like I said, show no mercy. And then all three of these ladies just beat the shit out of Thunder Rosa. And Britt Baker wanted Mercedes Martinez to finish the job, but Mercedes Martinez hesitated, and she gets destroyed by Britt Baker and her crew. So the shot ends with Britt Baker, Sandy Tall, with her group, as Thunder Rosa and Mercedes Martinez were laid out by the group. After that, we get a vignette with Malachi Black saying, basically sending a message to Death Triangle, specifically Pac and Pentagon Jr. And of course, this was a vignette that basically confirmed Buddy Matthews being in AEW, which again is an incredible signing by AEW. Now, before we go over the main event, let's go over the stuff that has been announced for Rampage this Friday and Dynamite next week. Let's first start with Rampage. Rampage this Friday. Jay White versus Trent Beretta has been announced. Also, Adam Cole will go against 10. Serena D will have her 5-minute open challenge. And Dante Martin will face Will Hobbs. The winner will be a part of the Fates of the Revolution ladder match. And the sub that is happening on Dynamite next week is as follows. Brody King and Malachi Black will face Pentagon Dark and Pac in a rematch. Also, we're going to get Eddie Kingston and Chris Jericho face to face. And we're going to get one of the Battle Royals to determine one of the teams that would join the three-way tag team championship match at Revolution. Woo! What a mouthful. Now we get to the main event. Sammy Cavallo versus Darby Allin for the TNT Championship. And this was a great main event. Like, shit, man. Like, the stuff that they did in this matchup is absolutely insane. These two men try to fucking kill each other. Okay, try to outdo each other to see who can hurt each other more. Like, fucking insane, bro. Like, they did fucking sentons and, like, flips off the fucking ropes. Like, drew, like, the hardest part of the ring, which is the ring canvas. Like, this match was absolutely amazing. I also recommend you also check out this matchup as well. It wasn't as great as Bryan Danielson and Lee Mordiarty, but it was still an amazing matchup by both of these men. Like, Andrade came out and actually cost Darby Allin the matchup. And of course, thanks to Andrade's help, Sammy Guevara is still the TNT champion. But after that, Matt Hardy and Andrade attacked both Sammy Guevara and Darby Allin. And Andrade actually left, stealing both TNT championships. So it looks like we might get that triple threat match after all between Sammy Guevara, Darby Allin, and Andrade in a three-way for the TNT championship, which would be fucking amazing. That would be fucking amazing. That is a potential match of the year candidate right there. and I cannot wait to see that. And I think we can all agree that Andrade needs to win this match. 110% Andrade needs to win this match. Okay? Like, Andrade definitely needs the rub. Okay, Sammy Guevara, he doesn't need it. He's already in a well-established star. Darby Allin is a well-established star. Andrade is kind of struggling a little bit. Trust me, if anyone needs this win, if anyone deserves and needs a TNT championship run, it is 100% Andrade. Okay. And I can honestly see Andrade winning the TNT championship at Revolution against Sammy Guevara and Darby Allin. And it would be the right call because Andrade not only deserves it, but he also needs it as well, as he's kind of been struggling in AEW. But that's all I got to say on that. Overall, it was just a great show tonight as a whole, and definitely planting some seeds for Revolution. But I want to know what you guys think in the comment section. What do you guys think about AEW Dynamite tonight? Did you guys like it? Did you guys not like it? Was there something specifically you like? Was there something specifically you hate? I want to know what you guys think in the comment section. But other than that, thank you so much for watching. Much, much appreciated. And again, if you guys like this video, make sure you leave a like, make sure you leave a comment. And if you guys like the content that I make sure you subscribe and leave the notification bell so that you don't miss any of my videos. And again, thank you so much for watching. Much, much appreciated. And until next time, this is Gabriel, and I'll see you next time in the Asylum. Have a nice night, everyone.